Hey YouTubers, Steven here. How's everybody doing? Alright, so we're up for another cooking video. This is a recipe that Dar made. I think Shelby and Anisha had a little input here and there as well. Hunter definitely had some input into this recipe. But yeah, the mac and double bacon cheeseburger casserole. We've made this, I don't know how many times now, probably about 5 or 6. Meant to film it a couple of times, and oh, while I'm thinking about it, what do you think of the new lighting? Off or on? From here, it actually looks like it lightens me up pretty good. When I go to use the overhead camera, it'll probably do better for that, for the ingredients. But today, we're just going to have a sip of coffee. Behind me is a new coffee maker. We're going to try and make more coffee at home instead of buying it out. Today's ingredients will not be your usual macaroni. We've got some Pkg Elbow Noodles. These things look really small, but they swell up really, really awesome. We have some Velveta cheese. We have some medium cheddar cheese that we shredded up. This is 225 grams. Half a pound of bacon, thinly sliced. So we're going to fry that up. And 1 1/3 cup of milk. And I almost forgot. This is probably, I'm not even sure how much ground beef. I'll weigh it, and I'll mention it when we come back. Since this is going to take a little while to melt down, I'm going to move the camera. Let's get this thing started, just in case my battery doesn't last the cooking time for making this casserole. So, yeah, be right back. Right, so we've got 2 tablespoons of butter in the pot. Full block of Velveta cheese. We want this bad boy to be creamy. And make sure it's the back of the knife that you use to scrape the butter off, or the cheese off, sorry. That way you don't cut yourself. Oh. I just cut up the Velveta into blocks just to help it melt along with the butter. We're going to pour in the milk as well. You have to keep a close eye on all of this. So you can use a wooden spoon as well to break these up. Help with the melting process. Just keep a close eye on this. This is going to take a little bit, so I'm going to turn you off for now and we'll come back. Alright, I'm getting there. There's still some chunks in it. Now that I'm getting really close, I had it on a medium heat. I've turned it off now. My dial goes from 1 to 9, well, low to max, or 1 to 9. I have it about 3, so it's about, I don't know, halfway between medium and low. I've turned on my cast iron frying pan, so I'm going to put the bacon in this one. It's getting warmer. I'm not sure if that is in shot. It sort of is. And this one I'm going to put the ground beef in. Alright, so here's the bacon all finely sliced. Fire that in there. There's another wooden spoon over here. I didn't have the cast iron too high. It's just below medium because I don't want to overcook the bacon. Because I don't want it hard. The same as the ground beef. We don't want it really, really fine. We just want it kind of light. Alright. Now, I have to pay close attention to this. I'm actually going to turn this down just a little more, I think, because we don't want it to burn on the bottom. And it's starting to thick up really nice. I think I'm going to add about half of the cheddar cheese. Just to thicken it up a little bit. And the rest we want to leave for the top. We'll spread that out. So I'll just dip that in a little bit. Let it melt on its own. Get this bacon going. Maybe I'll turn it up just a hair. I don't think it'll take much for that bacon to cook. Oh, I never did weigh this hamburger. Crap. If I had to guess, it's probably like, I don't know, 2 pounds. Say 2 pounds of hamburger. It's not a crazy amount. We can leave it at that. That is not a crazy amount. We thawed most of it in the microwave where it was frozen. But if you defrost too much, you know, it ends up cooking your meat and drying it out, and it's ghastly. Alright, since both are going to be cooked and they're going into a casserole dish to be baked, I'm not worried about cross-contamination because it'll all be cooked in the end product. So I'm going to turn the camera off for now, and we'll be back when a little more progress has gone by. Alright, so our cheese sauce is perfect. I've got the water on for the noodles. This is turned down low. Okay, it's like perfect. I'm going to keep a super eye on it. Super close eye. Hamburger is ready. Now, where it was a little frozen, I just kept breaking off pieces. And it'll help cook it. You don't want to overcook the bacon or the ground beef, because then it'll make it just really, really tough. So we want the beef to be tender. We're putting it in with some noodles. They're tender. Anyways, so just try not to break up the hamburger too much. We do want some chunks, but as we go along, I'll show you about the size that you want. But give our bacon a little stir here. All right, we'll be back. Alright, so the water is just about ready for our noodles. There was a lot of water-oil mix with the hamburger, so I just drained that off into this bowl over here. And as you can see, our bacon is starting to get pretty nice and crispy. Just, well, not crispy, but browning. I'll mix some of this hamburger around here so you can get the idea about the chunk size. So you get an idea about the size of the hamburger, right? And then the bacon. Alright. Just little pieces, little strips. Yeah, buddy. How about a close up of the cheese? You get that skin re-melted back in there, but It's spinning on me. Alright, so the water's just about ready to boil. Since I have it anyways. Boom. Now I get a spoon. Oh, right on. For me, the best thing I find, stir right away. Because all the cloudiness is starch from the pasta. So I give it a good stir to wet the noodles. I find it helps from them not sticking together. Once this comes back to a boil again, the noodles, I'll actually turn down to, let's see, I usually turn it down to about 8. Right? Not so that it's not a hard boil. That way I don't have boilovers. Dara's phone's ringing. I'll be back. Alright, so our noodles are finally ready. They're nice, big, plump noodles. Bacon's ready. It's drained, as you can see. Confession, I ended up putting the rest of that cheese in this. Just to make it a little more thick. I gotta turn this back up now that we're almost ready to start mixing all of this in all together now that the noodles are ready. Anyways, so that was 225 grams of shredded cheese I added to this. I shredded the other 225 grams so I can put it on the top of the casserole dish. Hamburger is ready, right? If you can see the size, you know, decent mouth size. So I've got to drain the noodles, and then we'll come right back. Alright, so I'm just going to move that over there. Ooh, that's hot. I forgot to grab that with the mitts. Okay. Thing to remember, I didn't put all of the noodles in. I put in quite a bit because we want to make sure this is nice and cheesy when we mix it all in. We don't want to have it overkill for noodles. We can always add more noodles to it if it's not enough. So, start here. We get our bacon in here. Oh, buddy. Yummy goodness. Be sure to check these cast iron frying pans before you pick them up. Make sure they're not like still super hot. Give that a quick little mix in there. Oh yeah. Turn this other element off. Bring the cheese, slide it right over there. How's that look in the camera? Oh yeah, there we go. We'll pour in our cheese. There is extras in there, but I will get them. No sense boring you with those little details. But let's just mix this all up really good here. Oh. That's pretty good and cheesy. Might add a little more. Just by the feel of this, I think this is going to be just perfect. Alright, it's a little stiffer. When the cheese is right, it's just, or the cheese and noodle ratio with the meat is just right. It's a little stiffer. Not too runny, but definitely almost like like a glue to stick on your insides. Alright, we're going to get this into a greased Pyrex dish, and then we'll come back before we fire it into the oven. Alright, so we've got our casserole dish here. We've got our shredded cheddar cheese. Oh, buddy. This is so yummy. Now, I'm going to carefully... Well, I suppose you guys can't see that with my big pot in the way. Please excuse my pot. Alright. Put some here in the casserole dish. See where we're at. For volume. Oh yeah, lots of space. How's this? Oh, I blocked the light too much. Alright, smooth it all out here. Now, I didn't put any salt or pepper with this. Haha, the oven is ready. When you don't have to cook this right away. Mind you, it cooks a little faster if it's right hot. But, you know, you could make this up, stick it in your fridge. Pop it in your oven when you get home from work, 400 degrees Fahrenheit, you know, about 35-40 minutes, and this would be ready for supper, you know, so pop this out on a Sunday. Alright, so that's perfect. Let's get some cheddar cheese on this. This is also really good too. If you have those small square Ziploc containers, you know, for sandwiches and whatnot, those square ones. It takes about 5 minutes from frozen at work to cook one of these. We fill it probably about 3/4 of the way, and when we freeze it, when we have leftovers, and then at 3 minutes on high, take it out. Give it a stir, because usually the center is frozen. And then another 2 minutes. And then by the time I walk back to the desk, tip with that, take some paper towel, fold it several times so that it insulates your hand. From the bottom of the bowl, then you don't burn your hands. Let it sit for a couple minutes, and stir it a little bit, and boom, you have a really awesome hot supper. So, it's really that easy, folks. And the bacon and hamburger, oh, so good. So, we'll pop this in the oven, and we'll come back when it's all done. Alright, look at that. Oh boy, that looks so good. Alright, look at this. Oh, yummy goodness. Ha! There's lots of bacon and burger and cheesy goodness in this. It's really hot. Smells really good. I'm rushing because my battery light's on red. It's almost going to die. Oh, wow. This was only in the oven for about 20 minutes because, well, it was already made. But I hope it's not too hot. Bon appetit. Nailed it. Wow. We were only going to put half a block of Velveta in because it's expensive. It's $8 here in your grocery store for it. But we decided last minute to hell with it. Put it all in. This is so amazing. Shout out to all my new subscribers. Thanks for joining. If you happen to just stumble across my channel and you enjoyed the video, hit that subscribe button and you know, check out some more of the videos that I have. And you know, cheers for everyone that's been around. Glad you're still here. Let me know what you think about the new lighting in the comments. I have a few more recipes up my sleeve that I want to try. This is again something Dar made, and you got to give this a try. It's absolutely delicious. Like, oh, here's your bite. You ready? Huh? Oh, food porn. Sorry. Anyways, everyone, cheers. Thanks for stopping by and watching, and till next time, be hungry.